The first rodeo I performed in front of an audience, I was 8 years old.
From Lewistown, Montana, the Steen family.
We were considered one of the top 2 acts in rodeo. My strength lied in my fearlessness. Even though there was a certain amount of excitement, it was fun to travel, to be together as a family, it was empty. Trick riding is like gymnastics on the back of a running horse. We've had horses all of our life. My father specialized in training horses. He used to send us to the mountains riding all day long. And then we'd come home in the evening and we would start trick riding. The way we learned was by a book. We looked at stick pictures that showed how it should be done, and so it was trial and error. At the same time that we were learning, our horses were learning. The horse that I rode just let me do anything. My horse's name was Sweet Lips. I was 8 when I got him, and I named him myself. He was like my best friend. My parents were very active in the rodeo as competitors. My mom was barrel racing. My father was saddle bronc rider. I grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, but when I was very young, maybe 6 or 7, my father stopped serving Jehovah. To be honest with you, when they announced that at the Kingdom Hall, it really didn't have much meaning to me at the time. I didn't know what it meant. And I could see people crying, and so I cried, but I didn't really understand it. Really, from that point, our family was not active as Jehovah's Witnesses. I grew up on the road, traveling, rodeo to rodeo, from coast to coast, and from the south to the north, as far as the roads go. The 4 of us rode initially, Connie, Kelly, myself, and my brother Jim. Our family traveled together. That meant a lot to me. What separated us from the others at the time was the high speed that we did it at, and also the difficulty with the tricks that we chose to do. People were very excited. They would hire us back at the same place year after year. Throughout all that time, we did not miss one memorial. We were always there. There was something in us. We didn't know it when we were little, but my parents had succeeded in planting the truth in our hearts. My link to the truth was my grandmother. I can remember going to the ranch and visiting her. She was very busy, but one thing that really sticks in my mind is she always studied every day. She read her Bible, her magazines were studied, and I think it just put a seed in there that later on started to grow. I just felt like I needed direction. It's like a line was drawn in the sand. Take one path or the other. And so, ironically, the first book that I picked up to read was the Bible. One of the scriptures that probably meant the most to me was Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in Jehovah with all your heart and do not lean upon your own understanding. In all your ways take notice of him, and he himself will make your paths straight. I used to think about those words and what I would have to do to live up to them. Although we traveled with the rodeo about 10 months out of the year, we did go to the district convention, and the Live Forever book came out. And there just came a time when I knew I needed to make changes. Sisters started studying with me, and as I started reading the Bible for myself and studying, then Jehovah became real. All it took was 1 or 2 people, and the whole family followed. My father, too, returned to the truth. Trick riding was our family business. It was our livelihood. But we had decided that we were done. We were going to stop. With that decision would come giving up everything we knew. I think the most difficult thing for me to do was to sell the horse. You just get such a close bond with them when you're putting your life in their hands like that. But I was willing to do that. I knew what I wanted to do. I did it. I got baptized in October of '85. Our last performance was in February of '86. We just finished out our contracts. I started pioneering in September of '86, and I've never stopped. I also married a man who loves Jehovah. We've had the privilege of working on international construction projects, and we went to Mexico. We went to Venezuela. My father's an elder. My mom's pioneering. In fact, all of my siblings have been able to regular pioneer at some point in their lives. We're presently in the circuit work. Serving Jehovah together is such a blessing. Everything that we do every day is for Jehovah. That's what I wanted to do when I made this decision. If I would have taken that other path when I was young, I may not be alive today. What I did was dangerous. Even fame and fortune in the world, there's nothing there. I wanted the real life. I wanted to serve Jehovah. I have no regrets. If I could change anything, when it comes to my service to Jehovah, I would change nothing. I would just do it better.